Hey YouTube, I'm gonna talk about the SR and welfare stamina cards today. Um, just a quick heads up about stamina cards. Stamina cards aren't generally very good because guts are the secondary stats, and even though guts got buffed, they are, I would say, still the worst stat to look at. And a lot of times you make up for stamina with like power cards as well. Um, usable outside of Unusable outside of long and medium. Um, Really, it's kind of also might. I wouldn't use it for medium either, but they're only used in those two champion meet races. The only reason why I wouldn't use them for mediums is because you can use stamina bonus power cards to like multiple of them just to get your stamina up, and you can also use stamina sparks. Like the current CM Scorpio Cup, even though it's a medium, I use 0 stamina cards in my deck for my aces because I'm making up for it with stamina sparks. I've decided that I will be including welfare cards into the tier list as well because I'm lazy and I don't want to make another video. And last point about stamina cards, well balanced. What I mean by well balanced is that most of the stamina cards are generally around the same power level. They're not like the speed cards where Sweet Tosho is like many times better than Narita Taishin. But in stamina, if you have one of these at MLB, except for one of these cards, if you have any of these at MLB, you would probably run it over any other like non-MLB stamina card. So, as always, this is a list of their stats, their attributes, just to look over them. You can compare whenever you feel like it. I'm going to start off with what I would consider the premier stamina card, but not even by that much. Myono Top Gun. Currently, Myono Top Gun is a pretty good SR stamina card, probably the best one. The reason why is because she has a skill point bonus, which is very usable in Unity Cup due to the amount of skill hints you'll get randomly from up arrows. She also has good general skills. None of her skills in her kit are like bad to begin with. They're all pretty usable on most characters. And she has a really high friendship bonus with a pretty decent training effectiveness, which means that when you do get that rainbow stamina, it's going to be very juicy. The only probably like really sad parts about Myono Top Gun is that she has 0 initial friendship, so it's really hard. Takes quite a while to get her to the rainbows, and she also has no stamina bonus. So whenever she lands on, I don't know, like power, your stamina's not gonna go up by that much. But she makes up for the 0 stamina bonus with her events, which mostly gives stamina all the time, except for like the very first one in a train event, which gives like 30 skill points. Pretty good. She's probably, I would consider, the best single stamina card if you want a low stamina floor, but you want a high spread of stats around overall, just because of the 10 training effectiveness. You can high roll on Myono Top Gun if she's your single stamina card, because she can give you the most stamina out of any of stamina cards, but you need a high roll, and that's kind of hard, but otherwise she's pretty good. The next one we have is Rob Roy. Rob Roy has pretty good specialty priority, and she has pretty good stamina rainbows because 32 friendship bonus is not bad. Obviously, it's worse than Myono Top Gun, but she also comes with initial friendship gauge, so she's way easier to rainbow. And she has more specialty priority, so the rainbows are more frequent. The real bad part is the 0 race bonus. Rob Roy is currently pretty decent in my opinion, but I would not run her in Make a New Track, which is going to be the next scenario. I think it comes out in like a couple months, not sure. But currently she's pretty good. Later, unusable. Alright. Next, we have Manhattan Cafe. Manhattan Cafe has the highest specialty priority for any stamina card and is generally pretty good. What I mean by that is you will pretty much always hit the highest floor of stamina with this card, while a card like my own Top Gun has a higher ceiling than Manhattan. Manhattan has the higher floor. So if you want a certain amount of stamina at all, Manhattan's kind of the way to go for it. Because of the high specialty priority, she frequently gets rainbows. Though it is kind of sad when she's the only card in the rainbow. The stamina doesn't go up by that much. Probably like 20, somewhere like mid to low 20s. The real bad thing about her, which isn't really too big of a downside, is that in her chain event, she gives a hint for Studious. Unusable dog shit. That skill is not worth anything. Alright. Last of the SR stamina cards, we have Toshin Jordan. Toshin Jordan is probably the best stamina parent card just due to the skills that she provides. A lot of pretty good skills. She has like position pilfer for late surgers, medium straights and corners, pace chaser straightaways, and ramp up. So she's a pretty good parent overall whenever you want a medium parent. Some cons. Because she has 0 training effectiveness, she's really bad when she doesn't land on stamina training. Her specialty priority is pretty decent, so it's not gonna be happening a lot that she doesn't land on stamina training compared to other cards, but it's not high enough to make up for the 0 training effectiveness. It is probably by far the worst stamina card for stats, and what I mean by stats is I don't mean like just stamina, I mean like a spread of stats throughout. Because when she lands on other trainings, she doesn't help amplify the stat gain that much. But she's not terrible, in my opinion. Now we're getting to the welfare cards. We have Metro McQueen, which is probably one of the more used welfare cards in the past. For good reason. She has a golden recovery skill in her chain event for long races. So in the past, you would see her be used for a lot of front runners, pace chasers, late surgers for just to get cooldown for long races. Stat wise, she's better than most of the SR cards, probably only beaten out by like my own Top Gun, because she gives though she has 0 training effectiveness, she has stamina and guts bonus. And while guts isn't great, it's not like an unusable stat. It's still something you kind of want a bit of. And she is currently still free to MLB. You can MLB her right now as long as you have I think it's club points for her. So you won't be missing out on a MLB Metro McQueen. The only real downside I have for Metro McQueen is that the golden recovery is RNG. Its percentages are based on the stamina stat you have at the end of her chain event. So if you get her chain event done really early on, it's very sad because you probably won't be getting cooldown. But she's one of the ones where if the chain goes on really long, you're kind of happy about it, right? Next, we have Silent Suzuka. She's a very good throw-in stamina card. She has decent training effectiveness. She has high initial stamina, so even if you don't get her rainbows, it's alright. Because 55 initial stamina is kind of nuts. The best thing about Silent Suzuka, though, is her skills. She has a lot, and I mean a lot, of very good frontrunner skills. She has the savvy, corners, straightaways, fast pace, leader's pride, early lead, final push, focus, concentration in her event as well. All of these are very good for your frontrunner aces, and she's very good for team trials. Mainly because concentration is just a wit check, and you'll get a lot of points on your team trials just from having concentration proc. So the cons of Shadow Chichika. I would say that Shadow Chichika is more of is a front runner card. You probably wouldn't use her as a stamina card in anything other than front runners because of the skills. So it kind of hurts when she has no hint levels and no hint frequency, just because she is like a big portion of why you want her is for the skills. The other con, if you don't have her MLB, you're not getting her MLB. It's done. So it's kind of sad, but you know, what can you do? Alright, last welfare card, Rice Shower. The best parts about Rice Shower. Rice Shower is in every Griefing Uma's deck. Almost every Griefing Uma runs your Rice Shower because she comes with big Pace Chaser killer skills. You can also MLB her if you want. I wouldn't suggest it, but you could. Really the cons of Rice Shower, she is definitely the worst stamina card in this entire list. She's the only stamina card that I would say is quite a few steps below the next one, and that you shouldn't really run her. She has 0 training effectiveness, and she has low specialty priority. So she's kind of supposed to be like a roamer, but a roamer with no training effectiveness is kind of dog shit. And even when she does land on stamina, she doesn't have a stamina bonus. So, like, the stats you get from her is pretty bad. This is how I would tier list all of the stamina cards and welfare cards. I do think in reality, Toshin Jordan is quite a few steps above Rice Shower. Like, Toshin Jordan is very playable, by the way. If you need a stamina card and Toshin Jordan is your only MLB, I would probably still run her. She's not bad. It's just that none of the stamina cards are, like, insanely better than the other ones, that I would put them in S tier. But if I could, I would probably add a couple tier lists to the bottom and put Rice Shower in, like, the very bottom tier. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and that's going to be the end of my video. Thank you.